Morning, everybody. Welcome to Talk About It Tuesday. I am here at my office, so things look a little off. Um, I do have a camera on my computer, but it is an odd one. So today we're going to talk about copyrights and trademarks. And I know Novella had a question about that, and I did some research and man, is it convoluted? Okay. You definitely want to if you're thinking about getting a formal trademark or copyright. You either want to hire a lawyer or you want to go through something like LegalZoom because it is enough to make you crazy. And it's expensive. Now, from what I can figure, and just kind of take into consideration, I haven't really been too interested in getting a trademark or copyright. But so just a little intro. Copyrights protect creative or intellectual works. So think about the patterns that you write and maybe even the blog posts on your website. Now, with a copyright, it's an automatic copyright as soon as you create that original work. Okay, meaning as soon as you write that pattern or you publish that post on your blog. So a copyright, just a normal standard copyright, starts as soon as you create that original work. However, you really ought to include a copyright notice, which contains the following information. You want to have the word copyright, that C inside the circle for the copyright symbol. You want to put in the date, month, day, and year, then your name and your business name. Now, that's called a copyright notice. It doesn't prevent anybody from stealing your stuff, okay? But it might discourage them. And when you put a copyright notice on either your patterns or your website, at least the person who does the infringing, okay, they can't say that they didn't know it was copyrighted. Now, if you go the extra mile and get your patterns or your website copyrighted through the U.S. Copyright Office, it will make it easier to win a copyright infringement lawsuit and maybe even collect enough money to cover your fees for all the legal lawsuit stuff. Okay. But it's expensive. Okay. Not only, and make sure that you understand, maybe collect enough money to cover the cost of the lawsuit. Remember the old saying, you can't get blood out of a stone? Well, if somebody steals your design or steals a blog post and they copy it word for word, including scrape all the images, and you take them to court, they have to have enough money to pay that. All right? Can't get blood out of a stone. Now, for you to copyright something with the U.S. Copyright Office, it's anywhere between $35 and $55 for each copyright if you file it online, and $85 if you do a paper application. Now, I'm really going to be pretty honest and say, I could be wrong about those amounts. Um, like I said, this whole thing is just like nothing but legal mumbo jumbo. Now, I was also curious about, how to copyright an entire website. Well, obviously, you put your copyright notice, okay, in the footer of your website. But if you want to go that extra mile, you have to print out absolutely everything that is on your website. Make copies of it. Submit it with your application, which means now you're doing that paper one. Okay. And then you have to do it, and it takes care of everything up to that point where you submitted for the copyright. Anything new that you do isn't covered by that copyright. So it's kind of like every year you want to go and apply for a new copyright to cover anything new that you've published. Okay? Crazy stuff. And money, money, money. Okay, trademarks. Same kind of deal. Okay, except trademarks protect your company name, your slogans, your taglines, and maybe even your logos. And Novella, I know you were wondering about, should you trademark that lovely new logo that you have? Again, maybe. Okay. Um, it, it, again, the fees are kind of like incredible. It, it's like $200 to $600 to copyright, or sorry, to trademark your logo. And when you trademark it, that's when you get to use that little registered symbol. So, and that's the R inside of the circle. Now, did you realize you can put that TM symbol on your logo without having filed for that official trademark? The TM just puts it out there that, hey, this is mine and I am trademarking it. It doesn't mean I'm going to trademark it today, but I am going to maybe trademark it in the future. So, obviously, these are all choices. The paperwork is incredible. The legalese is enough to make your head ache. And personally, for me, and this is just for me, okay, I'm not, hey, Novella, I'm not going to go. I mean, there's enough paperwork and crap that we all have to do inside of our handmade business without being brain boggled over all of this official trademark and copywriting stuff. And let's face it, we all only have so much money to spend. Getting the registered trademark is fine for a huge company like Intuit. Okay. They got millions and millions and millions of dollars at their disposal. I would think for myself that just using the copyright notice on my website and making sure that I display the dates of my posts is enough to say, hey, this is mine. Do I want to go through all the aggravation of, if somebody were to steal a blog post, and trust me, it's happened. Um, it, I've had two instances of it in the software business. One was another QuickBooks professional. She came onto my blog for the software biz, and she just scraped an entire post. She never changed a word. She never even changed an image. And she did that not only with me, but several other QuickBooks professionals like myself. We all kind of ganged up on her, and we sent her a cease and desist, and she took the stuff down off her site. So another instance was on the software biz website. I have a page that breaks down certified payroll reporting requirements by state. What a mess it was to create and maintain that page today. Somebody else came and they scraped that page. Now, I sent them a cease and desist. No response. You're supposed to be able to contact Google and all the other search engines and request that they ban somebody for infringing and or stealing your work. It never happened. They basically told me, sorry. And we do have the copyright notice at the bottom of our website, and it was very plain that our stuff was on the internet first. So none of this stuff is foolproof. Okay. If somebody's going to steal something, they're going to steal it, and they're not going to care. So my personal feeling is, unless I have millions of dollars that I need business expenses for, I'm probably not going to spend that money for all the legal registrations with either the Copyright Office or the Trademark Office. I am just going to put out the copyright notice. Matter of fact, I'm going to change it a little bit on Yarny Bookkeeper. And if I want to, put the TM symbol or the TM trademark symbol on my logo, I will do so. Just to put it out there and say, hey, this is mine. And leave it at that. As far as paying to copyright a pattern every time I do one, or if I were to do it that way, no, that's silly. That automatically adds up to $85 in cost for every pattern that you create, which means if you're selling that pattern for a couple bucks, you got 40 plus of them that you have to sell before you even get back the money for that copyright. So I'm sorry, Novella, if I can't answer your question. It all depends on how paranoid, how worried you are about somebody stealing something, and just how much money you have to throw around. There's going to be a blog post today. It's going to come out later this afternoon. That's going to go a little more in depth about trademarks and copyrights and some other stuff. So go ahead and look for that. But there we go. Here was this morning's Talk About It Tuesday with some information on trademarks and copyrights. And it boils down to a personal decision. But if you decide to go the legal route, get yourself a lawyer or go through something like LegalZoom where they're going to do it for you. Because the fee schedules for copyrights was 2 pages with 2 columns. And I looked at it and I thought, holy crap, you've got to spend hours of time sifting through this to make sure that you're choosing the correct one. And it was like, no, ain't doing it. We're just, most of us are just a one man or one woman band, and we don't have the time resources. So if you have more questions, go ahead and post them in the comments under this video. Hope this helped at least kind of tell you, who, what, when, where, why, and how, and we'll go from there. So we'll see you next week, Tuesday morning, roughly 10:30. And until then, have a great week. Talk to you all later. Bye.